Yo, and hello, welcome to another episode of PC Point of View. It is me, just call me T Marie. And on this week's episode, I talked to one of my homegirls about her fitness, health, and wellness journey. We talk a little bit about dating. We talk about, safe practices, self-help, self-care, and, all of that good stuff. So, I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm actually putting this out earlier than scheduled just because, I think the conversation is just that great. So, pour up, roll one, and press play. Start recording again. Keep an eye on this.
Sure.
And we should be fine. But yes, like I said, and that was good.
So we start over?
I'm going to run it back again. And kind of keep the same flow if I can remember.
I'll try to remember something, hopefully.
But no. All right, so we're going to start again. And we're going to run that back. And this is PCPOV. And today I have my lovely and beautiful friend here, Miss Bridget.
Hi.
So one more time for the people. Name, age, relationship status, and occupation.
I'm going to get it right. My name's Bridget Duncan. I'm 30 years old. I'm a Pilates instructor and personal trainer, and I am single.
Yeah, all right. See, you said single a lot happier this time.
Yes.
So I guess, that, I could still, so before when we was recording, but wasn't recording, but was supposed to be recording.
Yeah.
We were talking about how, when I asked Bridget her relationship status, you said single and kind of like a, girl, I'm single type way. And it's like, people got to stop looking at being single like that. We got to stop looking at being single like that because there's a difference between being single and being alone.
Yeah.
And we kind of agreed on that. And then we also, took the conversation to a point of people got to be okay with having platonic relationships with their friends and not just relying on relationships to make them feel loved and whole.
Yes. Also because you can always find, as I made a statement prior, that a lot of times women, we tend to only really focus on a lot of our romantic relationships, feeling like that needs cultivation, when you realize you'll actually benefit more maybe if you give and receive love in your platonic relationships.
Absolutely.
And I've noticed that recently within myself because at first I was a very closeted person, very to myself, anxious, nervous a lot, but also I didn't really keep people around me, so I pushed people away from me a lot. But now I've been really trying to practice on cultivating my relationships, making sure that I'm trying to be as good as a person to my friends as I want them to be to me, but also knowing that I'm deserving of. But the more and more I cultivate my friendships with my female friends, I don't really have a lot of male friends, but my female friends, I realize it shows me that I deserve the love. This is the love I deserve from a man, from anybody. This is the love that I deserve.
Absolutely.
And I ain't taking that less.
Absolutely, girl. So in all of that, we had talked about how we originally met, which, big ups to Alex.
Woo woo.
I went to college with, you went to high school with.
And middle school. I've known that girl for 20 years.
That's dope. But that's dope that you have a friendship that has, withstood the test of time like that. But yeah, so we, we were introduced through her. We're friends on Facebook and Twitter. We ended up figuring out that we were both in New York at the same time.
Both Aries sisters.
Yes,
gang, gang.
Both Aries. So we kind of understand each other on that, level of, people's personal spaces. And, we just happened to start hanging out and, building and developing a friendship of our own. And so that's why I felt, so, for lack of a better word, pressed to have you on. Because as somebody seeing, build and cultivate and do all of these great things with, wellness, wanting to be more out there, be more, and me myself wanting to be more out there and communicative too, I feel like this sit down is well overdue.
Girl, it's been a struggle. And then Mercury's in Gatorade right now, so.
You said Gatorade or
retrograde?
Yeah,
Gatorade. It is in Gatorade, girl. Gatorade. Not even retrograde. Gatorade. Girl.
Honestly.
The X has been popping out. Girl, before I got here, I saw an X.
So.
Walking down the street. Hey, who are you?
Funny story about that. So, since Mercury has gone into retrograde.
This is the second X in a week.
I've run into two people that I had talked to prior. So, one guy, I think we met on, a dating app Went out on a date. Everything I thought was great, but he was a guy that I had met on a dating app.
Gotcha.
We went on a date. I thought everything was great. Next thing I know, I don't hear from him. So I'm just like, oh, okay, he's lost in the wind. But we were still friends on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I never said nothing to it. He'll like a picture every once in a while. I'll like a picture every once in a while. And we kind of just left it at that. So the night after, we left, we go to this spot that Alejandra told us about. Lo and behold, he's the bouncer there.
Oh.
So I'm videoing, the band that's playing, because the bar has a live band that they take requests and all of that good stuff. So I'm videoing them doing one of their songs, I forget. And he comes over and is like, ma'am, you got to get off the chair. And I'm sitting there like, all right, yeah, I'm going to get down as soon as I'm done recording this. He picks me up and places me on the ground. And I'm a little inebriated at this time, so I kind of just laugh it off, whatever. I go and tell Alejandra and Rasan. And then I was like, wait a minute. This nigga put his hands on me. So I go to find him to curse him out about why did you feel the need to touch me. And he looks me dead in my face and was like, oh, but you don't recognize me, do you? I'm like, no, nigga, who are you? And he's like, we went out one time last year.
And that expects me for you to remember my face?
Nigga pulls out Instagram and is like, this is you. And I said, oh, shit. So, and then
we're going to stick a pin in that. Come back.
Yeah,
we're going to come back.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, that was the whole thing. And then I saw who. And I saw him on the train this morning. As I was coming home. And I was like, oh.
Fun.
All right.
Fun.
But I don't think he saw me, though, so it's all good.
That's good.
And then, because I kind of I saw him in the reflection, so I kind of scooted back to me. I was like, please don't see me.
Hat pulled down, shades put on, hoodie overhead. No,
but yeah, it's been crazy. This retrograde has been crazy. Yeah. But no, so to get the conversation back on track, Jesus Fit, let's talk about it.
Yes. So, with Jesus Fit, also circling back to the beginning of me cultivating relationships with my female friends, giving and receiving love from them has inspired me to do Jesus Fit. Because talking to a lot of my friends, I was just telling her, telling the stories I've heard, the comments I've heard from teachers and trainers, it's disgusting. I've had larger Black women, larger Polynesian women, or just women that are just different body types than a typical white woman that's in our manuals. They'll say, oh, her body is wrong, she's misaligned, or this is that. I was like, no, she just has a butt. Come on, bruh, she just has an arch, she has a huge butt. You don't. Of course you're not gonna know how to work with it. Also,
but why would that be? Why would I guess cultural body types be a difference in the way your muscles work or the way your body works when it comes to fitness?
It's nothing wrong. I think the issue for me is if you look at most manuals, I think recently now, medical books, they've only recently started adding in people of color or people of different body types. If you look at my manual, it's just basically skinny white women.
Okay, so you say your manual
is all skinny white women.
You're in school for what again?
Oh, I'm a post-bac pre-med student at City College. But even my Pilates manuals, my strength and conditioning manuals, it's just basically skinny white man or a fit white man, skinny white woman, or a skinny Asian woman to add in some flavor, some spiciness. Other than that, you don't really you don't see a plethora of bodies. But even when you're going through training, or even when you're coming into, we don't talk about people of other body types, of how if you need 20 pounds when you're doing something with a woman, sometimes you may need to go a little bit heavier. So you may need two and a half springs instead of just 2 springs. It's their body,
the machinery and stuff like that.
They don't have, some trainers and some instructors just don't have the range.
So you were mentioning before that, the difference between what an MD would be versus what it is that you're going to pursue now. So if you could tell me a little bit about that again.
Yeah. So in part of also Jesus Fit, I want to be a doctor. I tortured myself in school and got a dance degree, but now I'm coming back and saying, hey, why not go to med school? Yay. I want to be a doctor of osteopathic medicine, which is a DO.
Osteopathic medicine.
Yes. So the difference between an MD, which is you're a medical doctor, which is allopathic medicine, and an osteopath, allopathic doctor with osteopath, whatever. I'm getting my words confused. But an MD is more so all about prescribing medicine. So it's kind of like a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist will throw medicine at your face, and there you go. Go about your business. Psychologist is more so the DO. We're going to try and figure out the root of the problem. We're going to try and work with you more. They also believe in the mind, body, and soul connection. So thinking that you're going to try everything else before I throw a drug at you.
Got you.
And an osteopath, the difference is we also believe in manual therapy. So some things actually, so for me, you may twist your ankle, my knee hurts. A lot of times it can be handled by if you just stretch and a little bit of like a nice little gentle like massage or deep tissue release. That's another thing that we do. Physical therapists do the same kind of thing. If you've ever been to one, like to do all the machines and they give you all the manual therapy with the creams and stuff and the e-stims. Yeah, I used to work at a physical therapist's office. I used to do their Pilates there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I used to work with their patients. So I used to give them like the little e-stim setups and the little massage creams and all that good jazz. And a lot of DOs are just really cool humans. And I say that because they believe, because I want to say we believe because I'm not a doctor yet. But
you can say we, speak that shit into existence.
Taxes. We believe that the body is a self-healing thing. And I firmly believe that. Your body can actually heal itself if you just allow it.
I mean, they tell you all the time you have different, cycles, your cells.
Every 7 years regenerates.
Every 11 years.
I think your eyebrows regenerate every 64 days.
Yeah,
64 days.
Everything is on a constant refresher period.
You lose skin cells, tens of thousands of skin cells a day. Hair shedding. Yeah, so it's one of those, I really do believe the body's a self-healing thing, and that's another reason why it kind of influences Hey Sis Fit for me, because I want to give that to other women of color. And
I think that's so dope. And I, was lucky enough to go to your free class.
Yes, free 99.
Yeah, because these personal trainers out here, girl, they want all the coins.
I do. You paying me my 3 digits.
I mean, okay, so...
But my thing is this. I work with people's budgets. I know that not everybody's going to be able to pay me $125 an hour. I know that.
$125 an hour.
But also you got to think about this. You got to pay a house fee. So a lot of times, they hate when I work at a black gym. They hate when I call it a house fee. They're like, we're not strippers.
I was about to say, it sounds like a little
It's a house fee, yeah. You got to pay $25 a head for every client. So for every client I bring in a week, I got to pay $25 for them. But also I have to pay a maintenance fee. So that's $60 per person.
Really?
Yeah, so it's so for instance, this week I have 2 of my clients at the gym. I have to pay one fee, $55, because that's her monthly, maintenance fee is $35, and then $25 every time she comes. So regardless, even if she has a $500 package for 5 sessions, I only see about, $125, $135, that is $160 minus that. That's about $340.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't take into that, and I honestly break that down with my clients. I'm honest. I'm doing this because I got to do this, I got to do that. Even some.
Oh, so in their fee, you would break down this amount goes to your maintenance, this amount goes to this.
Because I gotta have some towels. You want towels, right? You want clean wash towels, right? You want some apples. You want some water. You want clean gym equipment.
Yeah.
Exactly. But for me, I train another woman. You actually met Carolyn. She's a retired opera singer. I charge her $70.
Okay.
So it's I'll work with you. But the problem.
So now, why not just do it on your own? Why not just go to a gym, get a $30 Planet Fitness, and just work out with your? Because most of your clients are women, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why not you and your?
Because they have their parameters, and also they have the little people walking around saying, "Oh no, you can't train here," blah blah blah. I've tried it. I've done it. I've gotten kicked out a few times.
Really? They actually kick you out?
They do. I've gotten kicked out a few times, or I've gotten told you need to stop, or you'll get your membership revoked.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So see, I was just bigging up Planet Fitness because I was saying, back when health, people weren't as concerned about their health as they are now. And back when, everything was still kind of brand new, all of these, more established gyms were charging so much.
Mm-hmm.
But here came Planet Fitness with their $20 or $30, whatever it was at the time, however many it was at the time, they kind of forced everybody else to lower their, New York City Sports Club. I think I seen them advertise a $20 or $30 membership now. Back you know, when gyms and all of that was first becoming a thing, like the craze,
Mm-hmm.
their shits was like 80, 100, 150.
And they're doing that now because if you like me, I love my Roku because I can get Pilates on there, yoga, workout sessions. It's like people are mostly staying in their houses. Like ain't nobody trying to come out now. Like you can get, there's so many things on demand now. Like they have like the little mirror thing where you can like see people in the mirror and you work out. You got it on your TV, you got it on your phone, you got it on your tablet. Why I need to go to the gym?
True. Well, have you ever considered like traveling to personal train to people?
Oh yeah, I've done that too. Yeah, I've done online. I've done traveling to people.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I do online training, but I feel like for me, sometimes I kind of pigeonhole myself because I tend to be like, oh, I'm just very about like people of color. I'm gonna find a job, but not trying to be funny. Sometimes they're not always the ones that are like willing to like come to me, or a lot of times we have a lot of apprehensions about going into training or doing something that's nice for ourselves, girl. So I feel like a lot of times it's a battle for me because I don't want to say I'm skeeved out by white people. I'm not gonna say that, but it's just if I had a choice.
I mean, listen, people argue all the time about preferences. You can have a preference for wanting to, or like I have a preference with my podcast. I only want to talk and sit with people who I know are, you know, doing dope things in their, you know, everyday lives. I don't want nobody necessarily, like I'm not chasing after people who want to be celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that. Like everybody else could do that if that's what it is that they want to do, but I more so want to focus on the conversations and having, you know, things like that. So there's nothing wrong with having a preference in who you want to train.
But also I hold myself back too. I tend to repress my potential. I know that for a fact. And that's kind of been my recent battle within like the past like 3-4 weeks. I haven't really posted much on social media. I haven't really been doing anything to like further myself. So it's kind of been sending myself into like a spiral. It's just like the balance between like giving back to myself but also giving to others. Like trying to find that balance for me sometimes is extremely hard. But also I tend to put myself into like really narrow parameters. And I have to break myself out of that a lot. So sometimes I realize like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't be so staunch about like this, and that, da. Just do it.
I hear you on that, but I don't think that I don't want you to think that you wanting to serve, you know, the people who you
look like.
Yeah, you both look like. I don't want you to feel like that means that you're holding yourself back.
And I think also because sometimes I've ran into a few sessions, classes. It's just for me, sometimes it can get a really weird in the power dynamics of things. It's like, yeah, you're providing a service to them, but it's just something about you're giving me like your service. It's a weird feeling I get sometimes around them, especially in the Pilates world. I get very like your service and that's it. You're not a person.
Oh, like I'm coming here for like you just teach my
and
Pilates
I should,
class.
But not even just teach it. I should be able to do what the hell I want. And I'm like, you freestyle in my class. You like I had one lady who literally tried to say I injured her in my class. And I was very specific about her. I always ask my clients, are there any injuries, concerns, or conditions that I need to know before you start in my class? If you do, please let me know at any point in time. I was telling them, bring your arms into your straps, bring your hands down by the sides of your body. Next, you know, she's bending her elbows and then she's dropping her legs, lifting her legs. I was like, something wrong? She's like, oh no, just my back hurts. Well, you didn't really mention that in the beginning of class. Is there something I need to be concerned about? Oh, no. All right, cool. I let her go. We got to class. We brought your legs into your straps. Next thing you know, I see her wincing and all this other stuff. And I'm like, are you okay? Fine, cool. I always check the time whenever someone does some dumb shit like that. So 11:30, class started at 11. It was 11:30 when she started doing whatever the hell she wanted. She started stepping up and like doing like crazy, like kicking her leg up, doing circles, and then next thing you know, I get an email from my manager at 12 o'clock. Right, class ends at 11:55. I get an email from my manager saying, hey, this lady said she injured herself in your class. She was this, and that. I was like, no, actually she didn't. At 11:30.
How does somebody injuring themselves become your concern first and foremost?
Exactly.
Because I know for me, I've taken hot yoga a number of times. And when I remember specifically the first time I went, I felt like I was going to die.
Yeah, girl.
I had never experienced anything like that in my life. Like
I feel you. Big Grandma almost died.
Like literally hearing about, the room is heated to like 90 something degrees and then the humidity is set to like 100.
And then sweat is in your eye and in like, it's just.
And it was like at any moment if there was a move or something that I literally felt my body saying, bitch, I immediately just went to child's pose. And just
girl,
stayed there
listen.
and I mean, granted, the instructor or the yogi or whatever they call themselves at Yoga to the People kept coming and was like, you know, did you come here to like sleep or did you come here to work out?
That's
and
rude.
I just was like, you right, but I'm gonna sit right here because if I pass out, I know y'all not gonna call nobody. So I'm gonna do what I feel my body can do.
Sidebar. Black women or women of color, if your ass is in class, please speak up for yourself. Please don't say, oh, no. Speak up, please. Speak up for yourself. Because white women do it all the time. Speak up for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason why, like, I knew I wasn't going to cause a scene. I spoke up because I knew I wasn't going to cause a scene. Because, I mean, you can't tell me to get up. And if I can't breathe, bitch, I can't breathe. But it is true to say, you know, speak up in those types of spaces because they will push you. And they tried. They seriously tried it. However, I knew what I was capable of doing. And I let it, you know, I didn't let it go no further than that. So, yeah. How did she hurt herself become your issue?
Because at the studio they had, at some point in time, I was also known as they just hired a few more black people, thank God. But I was the only black woman there. So for a while I had what is it? What do you call those things? A status or whatever you call it.
Like a reputation.
A reputation around the thing, like, oh, Bridget's a hard teacher, she's really good, da 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 da, but you got to make sure you're strong enough. So the lady in the class, so my manager was always like, Bridget, make sure you please give a safe class, da da da. Yeah, give a safe class.
Give a safe class.
Please give a safe class. Please don't do anything that makes anybody work hard. Excuse me? Then why are you at Pilates? Because I tweet about this all the time. I get really upset when people come to my class and don't expect to work. Then don't come to a fitness class.
Pilates is hard.
It is. And I don't understand why people, and I hate the notion that people think Pilates is so easy. It really is not.
I guess it's because they feel like because there's no weights involved
or teachers just give them really punk ass classes. And I just be like, ew.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I go to the gym fairly regularly. I won't say regularly, but somewhat regular-ish.
She in there. You get all seen her legs.
But I did your magic class, and I didn't even do the whole class, and still felt like I couldn't get through it. So Pilates is difficult. Like, it made me feel like all this time in the gym, I have not been doing shit.
So then with the email from my boss, she was just like, well, it was kind of your fault because she was just, I was like, that's when I responded with all of the facts. Please keep facts at all times. I was like, no. Actually, specifically at 11:30, she started doing whatever she wanted. I came over and asked her again if anything was wrong. She told me that her back started to hurt. She did not tell me this at the beginning of class. That is her issue, not mine. I did not injure this woman, and if she is saying that, she is lying. Also, I don't respect that you came to me and didn't ask me first. You just assumed I injured this woman. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, to be accusatory in the situation. I mean, granted, you know, people have this whole idea and thought process of, you know, the customer is always right.
No, the hell they ain't.
Trust me, anybody who's ever worked in retail or hospitality, they can tell you that ain't the truth. But, no, I just think that, you know, I think it's pretty dope that you do want to offer your services specifically to women of color. And I feel like there is a way to still get paid and be able to maintain your lifestyle and not feel like, you know, you're cutting yourself short in wanting to do them. And so I really and truly do feel that, you know, with the more you do with Haste is Fit, the more you put yourself out there, the more you know.
Putting myself out there is so hard. I would say for me it's really, really hard. Like, sometimes I have agoraphobic tendencies where leaving my house can be extremely haunting for me.
So, okay. Well, like, when it comes to Haste is Fit, not only do you focus a lot on, like, external physical, you know, health and wellness, you do have a certain, you know, mental wellness aspect to it as well.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about, like, your, you know, outlook on mental health and how you can best be your best self.
Well, my outlook on mental health was I started therapy actually in college. Okay. I was in I was in an abusive relationship, and he actually brought it up. He was like, well, maybe you should go to therapy. And for me, it was, from the household I grew up in, wasn't the most healthiest thing. And that kind of opened up my eyes. She was a black doctor at Temple. Loved her. But from then on, that made me realize, like, I should probably be more mindful about how I present myself into the world. And speaking with her, I think I was with her my whole sophomore year. And then I got out of that relationship, and she kind of helped me through that. And then ever since then, I always stuck in the back of my brain, like, therapy is the jam. Like, I need it. I need it, and it's something that helps me feel full. So it's been a year for me to be in therapy, and I think last year is when I started thinking about, hey sis, like, how can I give this to other people? Because I'm seeing the healing work that happens between just being able to be open with your friends, being open with yourself, number one, but being open with your friends, telling them how you really feel. Like, I think you've seen the what is it? What do you call it? The brevity in my text messages from coming from when we first used to hang out. I had a hard time asking to hang out with Tina. It was, I was like, girl, let's go to this or that. She's like, girl, you can just come up in my house. You know that, right? Like, you could just chill. Like, you don't have to do. And for me, I really feel like I've with our relationship, I've grown because just trying to figure out how to just communicate. And I feel like Hey Sis Fit and Instagram is kind of and I'm always very big on doing things that are like daunting. So social media is something that's extremely daunting for me. I feel like it's a very scary place because I'm always very big on how I present, or trying to figure out how I present myself or how I come off to people. And
that's an Aries thing. Don't worry about it.
But Hey Sis Fit was because I feel like all my friends, I constantly always get asked by my friends, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then, because I ran like, ran 2 marathons, done like 4 or 5 half marathons. Yeah, it's like, I've just realized how like talking to yourself has helped me. Like, and I just want to give that to more women because like also specifically just like, I started with my mother and I think we talked about this when I saw you on Friday. Like, talking about my mom, she's like one of this like, the juxtaposition of her being so bold yet can be so fragile and shy, and trying to figure out why. And I feel like just trying to also just help my mom, and our relationship grew more. And she was like, baby, you should just help other people. Like, my mom kind of was the one who really helped me get into it and really show that you can just give it to other people, but also really cultivating the relationship with my mom and building one.
I mean,
finally,
maybe a lot of it can come from, because like,
did I just talk in circles?
But no, I'm trying to see like how, because I get exactly what it is that you're coming from. And so like with me, for instance, but I'm trying to figure out, because like I know you mentioned before that you've had, you know, you'll get into like these spaces of like you start doing things for Hey Sis Fit. You'll do your magic class, you'll do, you know, certain things for yourself, but you'll get in like these spaces where you haven't posted in a while and you feel, you know, all of that. But I feel like maybe if you shifted the purpose, instead of thinking of it as you're giving to other people, it's things that you could do for yourself. Like, for instance, I sent you something the other day about, you know, you need to post on Hey Sis Fit about panic attacks, because you're somebody who, you know, we've been around people who've had panic attacks. You're not a stranger to it. You've dealt with them, you know, in your life. And so in sharing how you've dealt with them, how to recognize what they look like and all of that, that's something that you already deal with and you already know. You're just giving it out. So instead of it seeming like you have to be the facilitator of stuff, it's just things that you already know and you're sharing.
I put way too much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
I put way too much pressure. And it's also...
But you're not even an only child. Where does that come from?
I'm the baby out of... Well, I'm the baby out of 9, but let's just say out of all my siblings, it's a weird thing. It's like, I have so much pressure on me because I feel like I'm the only one really trying to help my parents out.
Oh.
And I say that because I'm the only one really trying to like do some shit with my life.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I have 5 brothers and 3 sisters, but I don't really have a relationship with most of them.
So when you say you're the youngest of 9 at 30, that means they're all well into like
40s, 50s.
40. So your siblings are like up there.
Yeah, my closest sibling is my brother, and he's 4 years older.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's kind of like at some point in time, I was literally the only one in the house.
So now, do they not check on like your parents and stuff like that? Or
not so much check on them, they mostly just take from them.
Oh.
In the way of just like money or just like emotional,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I call them emotional vampires. Like,
well, I understand where that pressure would come from, and that's a lot to bear for just you alone.
And then for me personally, so my mother and father, my dad is 15 years older than my mom, and my mom specifically has told me that she's married my dad for the money. She specifically has told me that. And seeing what my mom is going through now, it's like my dad more so wanted a helpmate than an actual wife.
So now, what does that make you feel about, you know, relationships? Seeing how you said you're single. You've been single for how long?
About a year now.
Okay, so you've been single for about a year. How does, you know, now growing this relationship with your mom, knowing the reasons why they got together and, you know, how they've managed to stay together this whole time and whatnot, knowing these relationships that your siblings have with them, what does that make you feel like, you know, you're looking forward to doing and living in the future?
At this point, I don't even know. Because it's like, it's for so long, I was lived in the shadow of, like, my father, because he was very domineering and very foreboding, and just that ominous presence was my father, and then my brother's extremely selfish. So it's hard for me because I am so far away from them. All my family's back in Georgia. It's so hard for me to be away from them, so it makes me worry about my mom a lot. But it also just makes me sometimes, I don't want to say, like, all men are trash. I'm not going to do, like, men are trash. Like, I go through moments like that. But it just makes me weary. For a while, I was really scared of the male species. Extremely scared. But in the most covert, I would say in the most covert ways. Like, most people wouldn't realize it. But it's like, men scared me for a while.
Can be scary. Like, with all the foul shit that niggas be out here doing to women just because they're themselves are broken, hurt, and, you know, dealing with shit and don't want to go get the help, don't want to go to therapy,
Listen, I've given some men my therapist number. Y'all need to hit Mario. Listen, a black male therapist is everything.
Really?
I love him.
I trust the black male therapist. That's just me.
I did. Well, for me, I specifically chose him because I do have men issues. Because I went to the other therapist I had a really bad therapist experience. She was judging me for real. And I was just like, sis.
I thought that was like rule numero uno of therapy is that they can't judge you.
Exactly. Is at some point, the things she said, I was like, sis, about my mom, I was like, sis, I'm not coming back.
You're shitting me.
No.
Your therapist talked about your mama?
Yeah, I just like, I'm not coming back.
Nah, B.
No. I was just like, and honestly, my mama is my heart because I'll fight your ass. Like, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
I'd kill you over my mama.
Shoot, there's a girl on Instagram, and she's hilarious. Her catchphrase is, don't let anyone halfway love you, and don't let anyone disrespect your mama. That's not her name, but ever since I heard that, I thought that shit was so true. I was like, absolutely. You will never disrespect my mama. But no, I think that's, I think that when it comes to, like, dating, especially now, you know, that we're older, and it's a lot more, you know, on the line. Like, I realized that, you know, dating in your teens and your 20s, you don't have to care if that person's responsible or is, you know, emotionally sane, is, you know, stable.
Because you got more bandwidth to deal with the bullshit, and I don't.
Not even bandwidth, it just doesn't mean as much. Now, as a, you know, woman in 30 and up, you have, dating comes with a certain level of responsibility, and I feel like a lot of dudes don't hold that. And not only that, you still got a lot of fuck shit going on. Like, a whole lot. So, to kind of, like, shift the conversation a little bit.
Also, I'm very big on dates coming to the gym with me. I'm like, so me and this guy I was dating at one time went to a yoga class.
Together?
Yes. And I'm very big on, like for me, a cute date is, like, go to a yoga class or go to, the gym, yoga, and go get a smoothie. It's a cute date to me.
Okay.
And
a different type of date, but all right.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and then I go about my way. Also, because it tells me a lot about a person. It tells me how much you can push through. It tells me how much how much stress you can handle, how much, like, even for me, because I'm a personal trainer, I'm going to get into your ass if you're doing something wrong. So we went to the yoga class, and we started. It was only 5 minutes in the class. He literally was like, he started shaking, and he was like, I can't do this. I was like, it's a 65-minute class. It's 5 minutes into it, and you're giving up? Yeah, you and me ain't gonna date. I didn't talk to him after that. So I was like, you can't, he was like, I just feel uncomfortable. So you can't handle being uncomfortable?
Wait, was it regular yoga or was it
regular ass yoga? Vinyasa flow. Just the regular old, like, hit the downward dog, go to the chaturangas and all that good jazz and the warriors.
I mean,
all that. But still, I understand. But my thing is like this. He was a personal trainer. He worked at Equinox. Exactly. Personal trainer. I'm this law student at Columbia, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, bro. And you fall out in 5 minutes. Like, big swole guy. Big swole Nigerian man. Like, for real though?
That's dumb.
Exactly. So I was like, this ain't gonna last. And I can tell a lot about it. Like, so, and then my last relationship I got in, we went to the gym. We got in an argument because I critiqued his deadlift. He literally tried to fight me because I critiqued his deadlift.
I mean,
I just said that you're going to injure your back if you keep rounding it in your deadlift. And he was like, no. I was taught this. Pause, bro. Can you not take a critique? No.
right.
But anywho, fitness is just, I would say for me, fitness has been all in my life. Growing up from it, like I got into track when I was like 5. I never did soccer because I'm horrible at it. Tennis, I did swimming.
You just always been active.
Yeah, my mom got tired of my ass. She was like, you ain't gonna be in it. I was also the kid that ran around the house, like jumping, flipped off the couch and stuff. And she was just like, nah, take your ass somewhere. So she put me in dance class and gymnastics.
But no, I was gonna ask before, like if there was gonna be like the Hey Sis Fit guide to dating in this year of you being single, what have you learned that you would be, sure to share?
It was the advice my friend gave me a long time ago. She was just like, if you feel some type of way about a person, wait about 2 weeks. See if you still feel the same way. Most of the time,
what do you mean? What, like feel some type of way? Like how?
If you want to have sex with someone, if you feel like, oh, I want to go to the next step with that person, marinate it on them for a little bit of while. Wait, like literally wait.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. A lot of times people will fall off. Like just wait. Just literally let people do what they do. Like let go. Let go. And that's kind of been my thing of, I have a hard time holding on to things. Letting go. And that's kind of fitness, wellness, Pilates, everything. Like at some point you have to let go. You have to just acquiesce to the moment, because the more you resist, you're going to injure yourself.
That is true.
You resist, you're not going to get the full benefit of the movement. If you resist, you're not going to get the full benefit of the relationship. But also, if you can't let go, you're not going to see the person for who they are. Let go and drink your water. I'm so serious. And I say drink your water because when you have panic attacks or anxiety attacks, water will actually unclench your stomach, release your mind. Because I've had anxiety attacks on dates, but that's a whole nother situation.
Anxiety attacks on date. Now, how did...
Girl, I'm a whole wreck.
Girl.
Not really.
Girl, only because I feel like that is something that is hard to explain in a way of, you don't want to make, this is just how I see it. Like, I wouldn't want to make an excuse for myself for why I had the panic attack, but I feel like the person who would be there to experience that with me deserves to know that I'm not just crazy.
Yeah.
But there's actually certain things. So, like, for me, for instance, I find when it comes to dating, like, guys, and, like, that weird moment where, like, you're texting and talking about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I always try to use the least amount of words possible. And that will always force either the person to ask a certain question, or it'll allow me to see how far they take the conversation. So, like, if I'm purposely using, fewer words in a conversation, and I'll, just generalize something, if you ask me to be more specific versus if you just brush it past and go to the next topic.
It shows how much you actually want to.
I mean, that's not necessarily the fairest way of dealing with things, but that's just what it is.
Nah, man, people play all these mind games anyway. Go right ahead.
But I don't necessarily think it's a mind game, though. Well, like, to me, like, it's not. It's just because I know I can overshare, and I know I can overspeak, and I can offer too much to where it wasn't even necessary.
So maybe the short words aren't even you, like, trying to be short or trying to be, like, maybe it's just you not trying to get not emotionally attached so early.
No, it's just I don't like seeing all of those lines in the text thread where it's like my responses are like 4 to 5 lines and this person's is like 2 to 3 lines. Like, that bothers me. That's just my inner petty. And
who tweeted this? Like, men don't read these long text messages. Once I really accepted that, like, I don't send people long text messages.
I think those more so is like long when motherfuckers want to send 8-page letters in text messages. But then I also realized that I might be the only person that'll actually read through those long ass text messages, but that's just because I'm argumentative as fuck. So the more words and the more sentences you depart and reuse as ammunition, I'm gonna take all of that shit. But that's just me. Other people, and I've only ever had it happen to me once where I had texted somebody and it turned out to be like this very long block of text, and they very blatantly was like, bitch, I'm not reading all of that. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Heard you. But
once somebody responds okay to an 8-page text message, you just gotta go home.
Yeah, but people do that to be petty just because they know that it bothers them.
Mm.
So it's like the person could have very well read your whole shit and then just said okay just to trigger you. But that more so says a lot about me and what I think other people are capable of than what people are actually out here doing. And that might be another conversation that we, put a pin in. But speaking of putting a pin in things, I had mentioned the story about the dude from the dating app.
Yes.
And in talking about health and wellness with dating, what are some things that you would say are like good tips? Because you've been dating apps and stuff
dating apps. Dating's been real weird for me recently. But one thing I find that helps ground me before a date is meditating. Meditating for my date, and also just making sure I pray, because you just never know what could happen on a date. Like ever. So just like praying, meditating, but also like I really enjoyed the turn up session, like getting dressed. So I always have this thing where I just like cut on some Megan Thee Stallion and like twerk. So it's like I just like to like get the jitters out. So I like twerk, take a shower, drink water, try to get myself into a good happy mood, or just channel like that happy spirit. And also try not to put so much stress on me for dating, because it actually really does give me, like, meeting new people is exhausting to me. So I come off as a very extroverted person at times, but I'm extremely introverted, and on like in the deepest levels of myself, I'm an introvert and don't like being around people very often. So dating can be extremely anxiety inducing. So I have to do something to make myself like happy or put myself into a positive mind frame.
I don't know if I can say that dating is anxiety inducing, but I do notice certain patterns of when things switch up. So like I notice when somebody goes from texting consistently, always responding quickly, always, being available, to now things have slowed up. Now where it used to take you a half an hour to text back, now it's 2-3 hours.
Oh, now, and hey, let's come over to my house instead of going out. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, things like that I feel like, they're very touch and go. And so I never really try to put any pressure on anybody to do anything, because I say it all the time, like, I'm not gonna hound nobody. Like, even with old boy, like, you stop texting me after a while, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna be the one to carry the conversation. I'm not gonna keep reaching out. Like, I'm gonna text you like, I don't even really like to text niggas first like that, to be very honest. I told somebody this earlier today. I was like, listen, if it ain't about business, bae or bud, I'm not texting. Like, I'm so sorry. Like,
no, that's the first thing. Like, if men want to be so big on this power dynamic thing, sure, text first. You should.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, when it comes to men wanting to deal with this power dynamic thing, and then because, like, well, you guys ask for equality, and you guys ask blah, 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 so why should we, if you want to, women need to shoot their shot, too. And it's like, well, women shoot their shot differently than how men shoot their shot. It's just 9 out of 10 men never pick up on the clues, the context clues of a woman shooting her shot. We're not as overt as men are. Well, I don't.
Listen, and she likes more than like 5 of your Instagram pictures. Come on, man. Like, come on.
Now, is there like a certain period? Because I'm not good at that.
It depends. If she goes back like 52 weeks, like, then okay. She probably
I'm not good at insta flirting.
Me either. Like, don't ask me. I don't slide up in nobody's DM.
Really?
No. I know. People don't really swan diamond nothing around me. Like,
so you meet people more so like
in person, actually.
Huh.
Like, even like having Bumble, like even like the 2 like Bumble dates I tried to set up, but they all canceled like the day before, like an hour before or something like that. So it's like,
I think that might just be the, because I've played around with Bumble too, and I think that just might be the I've been the culprit of that too. Like, I set up these dates with these guys on Bumble, and then the day of something happens, and it's just like,
I know life happens.
But the thing about it is, for me, it's like, if I'm going to talk to you on an app or on a dating site or whatever, I'm looking to meet up with you either that day, the next day, or the day after. People be wanting to set dates like, oh, well, we could do 2 weeks from Thursday, and I don't got time for that, because by the time from now up until then, I could have 88 plans come out of, nowhere with people who I actually know, who I actually want to
be around,
and I don't want to pass up on that for the risk of fucking with you. So I've done it. I'm guilty.
But for me, it's like, I meet men in person more so. I think men more so come up to me in person, like they meet me in person. But I honestly don't really take any man serious until you're like you set a date, like plan something. Until you plan something, I don't take you serious. Period. Planning matters. Planning matters. Just like your health and wellness journey. Planning matters. Plan. So if you don't plan, I don't think you're serious.
I mean, that's one way. I mean, so what about the guys who come off as, oh, well, I don't really be doing the date thing. I don't know.
Well, then you're not talking to me.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh, well.
You come with a plan.
Oh. All right.
There you go. That's it. Listen, you gonna plan something? No? Deuces.
Listen, you just listen. There's nothing more that I can say after.
Why are you wasting my time? You know what I'm here for.
What? Don't say that, because not everybody. Listen, when it comes to other people's dating experiences, especially on like these websites, I don't know. It's hard to know what anybody is truly looking for, because everybody is lying. Like,
also, people will just talk you to death, so that really annoys me. And I'm not someone for like small talk all the time, and I feel like on like dating apps, you have to be really good at small talking, and I'm really not, because I can come off very clinical or very harsh in like the weirdest ways. So just dating apps really don't work with me, because I can be a little socially awkward.
But wouldn't the social awkwardness be more prevalent in person as opposed to in text, where you can reread stuff and kind of edit yourself before you send it?
I've noticed with text messages is how people read them. It doesn't matter how you try to edit it or text it or whatever. People are going to read things the way you want them to read it. So I kind of like, and it's not like a slight to anyone. It's like, you can take someone saying okay, period, or aka exclamation point. You can take it as angry. You can take it as happy. You just never know. So it's one of those, like, sometimes I can come off as extremely dry, because I can be extremely sarcastic. Or just dry.
I'm trying to think. Because people do say there's no tone in text. But
you know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like if I know the person.
If you know the person.
I can kind of, but I don't know. Because my issue when it comes to, like, online dating is that it's always, I more so feel like it's all the dudes who want to get by on their personality. It's usually, like, there's some guys who they'll, you know, either try to overcompensate and, like, let's go to, like, I had one guy tell me, oh, we should go to.
Did he give you that bad bottle of wine?
No, he wasn't he wasn't an online date. He was somebody who met me on a train. And actually, I think I went to hang out with you. I was on my way to go meet up with you somewhere. He must have saw me when I was going. Oh. And we ended up on a train together coming back. And he was like,
oh, nice.
He was like, yeah, you were on the shuttle about 3 hours ago, something.
What kind of weird? See, only things like that happen in New York.
And I was like, yeah? Fuck are you stalking me for? And he was like, oh, no. And he was like, nah, I went to an event and blah, 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 this and the third. But I saw you, I remembered you because of what you had on. And he was like, it's just so funny that we ended up sitting next to each, across from each other, so I felt the need to, speak. And so we spoke, whatever. And even still, we met, I want to say, whatever day that was. And then 2 days later, he's like, yeah, let's go hang out. And he brought the bottle of wine, and he starts to tell me, oh, it's $200, and it's this and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And to me, it's like, once you start telling me what shit costs, that's a problem for me.
Yes, please don't do that. Just don't.
And then it made it even worse, because the wine I ended up throwing up the entire half a bottle of wine that I helped him drink before we even left.
Not laughing at your
where we were. So it was just like, yeah, I hear that this was, expensive, fancy, but clearly it was not agreeable. So it's just like, now it just made things a little weird. But we ended up going to dinner and it was fine. But then even still, I thought the night was fine. But we haven't spoken on a romantic level since then. And that's fine. Like, that's, I got to throw up $100 worth of wine and got a nice meal, a nice dinner, got to talk. We, kind of sort of send events to each other every so often, and that's cool. Like, that's fine. But people got to understand that dating, not everybody that you meet or go out with is going to be the one. You're going to have situations.
Ooh, that took me so long to learn. I learned it on the past, 4 years. By the time I was 26, I learned, not everybody. When my Saturn's return started, when I was, 26, I was like, yeah, not everybody's meant for you to, oh my gosh, stars and moon, sun, we're going to be heavenly together. We're going to be best friends.
But not only that, it's just a matter of, people, now they have this narrative of women only go on dates for free food and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, sometimes you just don't make it past the dinner. Like, yes, there are a population of women who will purposely only go out with somebody just so that they can eat and have a couple drinks.
Oh, no, I have friends like that.
But majority of us just happen to be like, all we were suited for was this one dinner, and that is it. And granted, I don't know what to say about dude moving forward. Honestly, I don't. Like, we barely talk, but it's just in the event that he probably ends up hearing this, I don't want him to feel no type of way.
Okay, bicep.
I just want to put that out there. Don't feel no type of way, because I enjoy all of the events that you send me and stuff. So let's not fuck up a good thing.
But I don't understand, I understand the $200 dates, but I just have an issue if sometimes it's kind of like when you always carrying your groceries and you got the guy outside, like, hey, you need help with your groceries? Oh, you never want me to help. Why you always feel like you got to give me something? Like, why you always feel like someone has to take something from you, or you have to give something to somebody? Like, do you think it's also like why men get so upset about, I understand like $200 dates or buying drinks and all this other stuff. Do you think men get upset about it because
they get upset about it because they didn't want to do it in the first place?
There you go.
That's the only legitimate reason I can think of, is that if you didn't mind buying a woman a drink, taking her out on a date, if you didn't mind doing those things, it would never bother you if something didn't come from it. If you didn't get pussy, if you didn't get, to be with her for the rest of your life, if whatever. If you didn't mean to do it out of the kindness of your heart because that's what you want, it was always transactional. It was always, I'm doing this so that you will do this. And I feel like until they realize that, when they say, oh, don't go on a date and order a steak if you're not going to want to fuck him. Like, no, that's not how any of this works.
Exactly. But also, I feel like if we were going to go back that goes back talking to about, like, wellness and things like that. Like, my father. Growing up, it was kind of more so, like, yeah, my dad. For me personally, with, like, men, I only have space to love one fuck up, and that's my father. Like, I only have space to love one fuck up. I don't have space. Else like, nope, you need to come on point. I don't care. Because I only got space for one person. That's a lot of space taken up by him.
That's not unreasonable.
But regardless of like the things that happened with me and my father growing up, he still taught me like valuable things of whenever I go out, a man takes care of everything. And my thing is like this: if you're someone who believes in those power dynamics, that's what you should do. And most men do. They must say they don't, but they end up being like, oh, well, I want you to cook. But the thing is like this. I have like guys are always like, oh, you want $200 dates, but you ain't going to cook, you ain't going to clean, you ain't going to do this and that. So then why are you trying to take me out?
Oh, no, like, no. I'm a firm believer of relationship packages. Do not.
Relationship packages.
It is. There is a relationship package system that I subscribe to, and I believe that there is, your bronze, your silver, your gold, your platinum packages. Bronze will be, you're the happy hour guy. Mm-hmm. You're the, the very cheap pizza juice.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Give me 25-cent wings.
Right. You're that guy. Like, if that's the
Park Stroll.
If that's how you present yourself, you get treated a specific way. Then there's the, we might go on nice dinners, we might do, an event or two, whatever. You get treated a little bit differently than the bronze guy. The gold, that would be maybe trips.
She's literally saying there's levels to this shit.
There may be trips involved. There may be, we do weekends together, road trips, traveling, whatever. It goes a little bit, again, your privileges are a little bit higher, even still. And then platinum, of course, would be whoever I would be dating, monogamously fine. And that would be bae. And that would be the person who would get the cooking, the, cleaning, the helping you do laundry, the da-da-da-da. All of that comes with what you put in is what you get out. So if you're not going to put forth that type of effort, then I'm not going to be out here cooking and legitimately sweating over a stove, over a motherfucker who can't take me on a real date with a place with napkins and square plates. Like, no, seriously.
Also, for me, I have a thing is until the gender wage pay gap evens out. Listen, you think I'm paying for anything?
You know what? That's a whole nother conversation.
Exactly. Anywho.
But no, in all seriousness, like, I really and truly do believe in that wholeheartedly, because you will have guys who want to take you to the chicken spot, but then ask why, why you ain't cook for me, or when you gonna bring me some food, or when you gonna do the.
People have to really understand cooking a meal for someone, like doing something like that actually matters more than you taking me out on a date. Like, and I'm not saying that all you're gonna do is just cook me to death, but like, so? I think so. For me personally, because I just like really love, like, cook for my friends. Like, I just love cooking.
I don't know, because I feel like taking somebody out on a date.
Also, I used to chef it up for like 4 years. So, like, me, like, whatever they're making in the restaurant, I can make in my house.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then that's a little different. Like, for me, I feel like I need to create a list of all of my favorite foods from all of my favorite restaurants and learn how to make them. So, like, the next time I go to, wherever, and I see that they have ropa vieja, let me ask, what do they put in this? What's in this? Da-da-da-da-da. This, then the third, and like learn how to do it on my own and all of that.
I love doing that.
So like things like that I do want to do, but I feel like a date.
But also, what is a date? Because I don't always like sit down dinners all the time. I like interact things. Like, go to a cooking class. Let's go do like a hiking trip. Like, something fun. Let's go ride bikes.
I think that would be.
Let's go shoot pool.
Stuff. I think that would be things that I would have to do with Bae. Like, I don't want to go do a cooking class with somebody, or I don't want to go do yoga with somebody and he gives up in 5 minutes, and now I'm agitated with you because now you look like a punk pussy ass bitch. Now, the instructor is looking at me crazy. Now I don't feel comfortable.
And it was my friend's class too. I was so pissed.
I can't.
Anywho,
I would much rather a date. To me, dates, I like sit down, whether it's dinner, whether it's hanging out at a park. Because, granted, when we went to, homie with the $200 bottle of wine, I thought it was pretty cool because we went to, like, this party, like, this reggae show in the park. And, again, he ain't playing because he ain't bring no chair, nor did he tell me to bring a chair. And I fucking wore heels.
Oh, no.
So now I'm standing in grass.
Okay, you need to give us all the details of a date. Don't be surprised on nothing on us. Please give us the deeds.
Listen, and I've had that happen twice to where niggas don't tell me all the details of dates.
Disrespectful.
I just was like, all right, at least they playing something, so I'm going to just go with the flow and keep it cute. But no, in all seriousness, though, like, even with him taking me to go to, see the show in the park, we were able to talk on the ride there. I asked him about his other relationships. I asked him, where is he now? Like, his headspace. What is he looking for? I like situations where I can get those kind of like vetted questions out the way, because then I'll know how to proceed with you moving forward. Like, for every nigga who's ever told me, oh yeah, I'm just seeing what's out here and seeing where it goes, you immediately get all of your notifications muted on my phone, and I will text you back when I text you back, because clearly you out here just playing. So I see you literally when I see you.
For me, I like interactive dates because it's just more so, like, we'll have something to talk about automatically. As well as it's kind of not a bonding thing, but it's just, for me, I find personally I'm someone that struggled with alcoholism through college and part of living here in New York as well. So for me, drinking around a man, sometimes I try not to drink on the first date. So I don't really like drinking on the first date. It just makes me feel personally uncomfortable because I feel like with the dinner and drink kind of setting, it's like you never can really, not saying there's no escape route, but it's just like you're kind of just like there. And I feel like I noticed that a lot of people, when you don't drink, it makes people feel uncomfortable, like make other people feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm just trying to drink water. Like, so I feel safer in more of a pool setting. I can beat the shit out of you with this pool stick if you do something stupid. Like, not saying I'm always ready to like Walker, Texas Ranger everybody, but I just feel safer. And also I'm just really competitive, and I really feel like the man I am meant to marry, or my life partner, I feel like he's going to have to be somebody that can like stand up to me. I need an equal. And I say that very often. So it's like, you have to match me in my competitive edge. You have to match me in like, I'm going to whoop you. Like, you have to be able to shit talk to me. And I just find that sexy if you can like shit talk to me while we're just playing something competitive. So I like that. Like, go to the park and go play some giant Jenga. Like,
okay, I guess if I look at it that way.
For me, it just makes me feel safer. And I look for that when I first start talking to a man. Not saying that he needs to make me feel safe, but I would prefer to be in a safer environment. So important.
And that's one of the main reasons why I've always been leery of meeting guys. Like, if I'm already out drinking, like, I try not to engage past wherever it is we are. Like, don't get me wrong, there have been times I've been out, you know, we go to one club, meet guys, end up going to another club with them, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I try to keep it in like a friend situation.
Like
I'm never
arm's length, arm's distance.
Like I'm not really all up in your face. You know, we're not really too touchy feely like that. At least for the first, you know, day that we're hanging out. Like we just met. Like I'm gonna need you to be over there. And then not only that, it's like I try not to do or engage in shit like that unless I have like somebody else with me.
Yeah.
Because you never know what could happen, and like so
never
many instances where people, you know, have, you know, date rape.
I think we all know at least one person who's got a laced drink, which is crazy.
Which I never believed, because I legitimately feel like I've gone so much of my life without knowing anybody who's ever had a laced drink until I want to say recently. Like,
yeah, no, one of my friends got her last year around this time. She got a drink laced when she was right next. We literally just turned around and then went bloop bloop right into the drink. Didn't even know.
So
we just turned her. No one. It was dark, so we just turned around until like she was at this fashion event. We just turned around and looked at like her aunt get the award. Turned back, drank our drinks. Like no color was changed. We didn't do it like other times. We were like guarding our drinks and stuff like that. You know, put the little napkin in the straw or just keep your drink in your hand and stuff like that. But we just literally set our drinks down, turned around for like 2 minutes. Next thing you know, she drank a drink, and all of a sudden she started vomiting like 30 minutes later.
Just vomiting.
She was like, I feel woozy. I think I need to go home. And then she just started vomiting.
Because that also happened to my cousin when he went out. He was in Miami. He said he was at the bar. He had his drink on the table, but he was looking down at his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the guy that was next to him he was like, yo, my bad, bro, or some shit like that. And he looked at him and was like, what? And the guy never responded. And he went, drank his drink, went right back into his phone. And he said like a couple minutes later, he started feeling really sick. He texted his boy and was like, I think we need to leave. Next thing he knew after that, he said he woke up, he didn't have his phone anymore, and the location on his phone, because he has an iPhone,
mm-hmm.
whatever the location thing was, it was completely turned off, and he couldn't get the phone back.
Oh no.
And he was like, he had to put two and two together that either the dude who was next to him
mm-hmm.
was planning to rob him, or whatever the case may be, but he made it known, like, yeah, like something was wrong.
That happened in bringing this up, that happened to me on Friday. I just don't remember 12 a.m. until I woke up at 9 a.m. on Saturday.
Which I think is crazy, because texting me, it was like, yeah, girl, I think somebody laced my drink. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Because at first I'm thinking you meant while we were all together.
Oh, no.
So I was like, are you accused? Like, at first I was like, is this, like, her accusing somebody? Like, does she think that one of us, that, like, what the fuck is happening? And then you said, and he was like, no, it was after, you know, we left, and and then you mentioned you met the British guy.
I met some British guy at this bar in LES, and then we went to the speakeasy next door. And then all I remember was just like looking at my phone, like checking the time, like it's 12:30. I'm with this guy. Text my friend. She let her know that we're together. Like my friend, she's a college acquaintance I met. She went to Temple. Whoop whoop to you, motherfucker. But she stayed with me the whole night. And I was like, yeah, I just met this guy. Would you stay with me for the night? And she was like, yeah, I got you, girl. And so we just hung out. She was really cool chick.
Right,
so
because you were being safe and you made sure you stayed with
always her. Have a buddy. Always. Men and women, please. Always have a buddy. But we went to the speakeasy next door, and all I remember is getting a whiskey ginger. And I only had like a few drinks with y'all at the little House of Brews and on the rooftop. And then we got a few hits of my friend's pen. That's all I remember. It was like 4 drinks. All I remember is just having that drink, and then next thing you know, everything just kind of like the world just started spinning.
But that's like literally insane, because like you were talking about, you know, he claimed he just moved here and
mm-hmm.
like he's supposed to be like this, you know, professional, blah blah blah. You would never think that somebody like that will ever do something like that. But once you feel your body, and you as somebody who works out and everything, I'm pretty sure you're very in tune.
Yeah.
When you feel off. So that's just crazy to know that, God forbid, something could have happened.
Yeah, because the thing is that scared me personally. It's like, yeah, everyone has drunken nights, and I know I'm pretty sure like my friend that I told, she was like, oh yeah, she's probably just having a drunken night. Right. Nah, I don't remember getting in my door. I don't remember, you know, like the usual things. Like sometimes if you're drunk, you'll still remember, like swiping your key fob, putting the door in the lock, taking your clothes off to go to sleep, getting a glass of water, because I'm very big on getting water before I go to sleep. I don't remember. Yeah, girl, I need a glass of water.
I usually just pass out and then be like super
water and an aspirin.
Like,
Oh, let me tell you the real hangover cure is get you some Himalayan salt pills and some magnesium. Drink you a glass of water. You will wake up like a brand new person.
What is Himalayan salt pills?
So one of my clients got them for me. You order them off Amazon. They're just little capsules of just Himalayan pink salt because your body's dehydrated. That's why you're feeling that way. So all you need to do is get a squeeze of lemon, get you a salt pill. You good. Your brain will regenerate itself.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's just because you just need electrolytes, and that's literally what Gatorade is.
I was about to say, yeah.
Gatorade ain't nothing but Kool-Aid, sodium, and a little bit of lemon juice. That is Gatorade.
Really?
So serious. People don't believe me. You can make it. You don't remember, also, I'm going to date myself, but y'all don't remember back in the day when your coach used to get the Igloo and make the powdered Gatorade, before they, manufactured it? Yeah. What? Yeah, it used to be powdered Gatorade. You used to have to add salt and lemon juice.
I was never that active as a child. I always did sports up until they wanted us to pay for stuff. So I know nothing about competition.
No.
I'm the practice.
I was the sister that sat in the stands while my brother did all the AAU soccer and track and basketball for the summers in the sun, just getting black as hell and making Gatorade because I had to drink something good. But yeah, no, that was kind of my hangover cure. But yeah, I don't even remember, it's just the basic things. I don't remember just waking up naked and not knowing how you got there is the scariest feeling ever.
But at least you was naked in your house though.
Facts. Luckily my roommate was home. She didn't go to her boyfriend's house that night. But that is the scariest thing ever. It's you don't know. Also, I have an issue dynamics of being in control. So it's I had no control. I had no body control. I don't remember. And from what Gabby told me that when she was with me, she was like, yeah, you were making a lot of faces, you were groaning, and you were just vomiting a lot. Just vomiting profusely.
Who, girl? I mean, I don't want to end on that note, but
no, we can change that.
I'm just glad that,
be safe out here. Hot girl summer. Be safe.
Right. Right. And I mean, and it again, just thank God that you were cognizant enough to say you were going to go out with somebody else. You had the foresight, because I think even just that, people be so quick to just leave their friends to go do other stuff. And I don't know where that comes from, because I've never really been the person that subscribed to that. I am very much so the we came together, we leave together person.
And you send me your Uber information.
I'm very that, when you get in the house, text me, let me know you got home. I'm all about that. So it really does frighten me to know that we separated and that happened. Meanwhile, you know what I mean? That. I'm just glad you alright.
Yeah, because you just also just one of those, you just never know what happened. It's one of those creepy, you always hear these crazy horror stories about New York. I remember one time I was talking to a friend of a friend, and she was like, yeah, I went on this date, and I Googled the guy. I found out that he had a warrant out for his arrest for sexual assault. I was like, excuse me? Yeah. It's sometimes you just never know. You just don't know. And for a while I was crying about it, yesterday, but I kind of got over it. But it's just the fact that it's just, what if? The what if is more so scary than what actually happened.
Okay. So if okay, I guess I would say, what would be your top 3 health and wellness rules overall?
Drink water. That will solve about 75% of your issues. Drink water, stretch, and meditate.
That's it.
That's literally it. Drink water, stretch, and meditate. You complain about your knees and your back, stretch. That'll handle most of your issues. That's why your tendons snap, because you ain't stretched. Stretch.
All right. Well, let the people know where they can find all your handles and stuff.
I have 8,000, but hey, so the first 2, you can find me at Slam Duncan Fit, SlamDuncanFit. And Hey Sis Fit for all women of color. Come on. So it's all about cultivating, engaging, and uplifting women of color, and showing us that we can heal in safe spaces. It's just Hey Sis Fit, I can't spell today. Bridget. HEYSISFIT. There we go.
All right. And thank y'all. It's been another episode of PCPOV. Until next time.